In the bustling heart of a small city where life surged with ceaseless energy, a man named Jekko roamed the streets. His ragged clothes flapped against his lean frame, and his wild eyes seemed to dart between invisible figures. To the townspeople, Jekko was the madman, the one children whispered about, the one adults avoided. He muttered to himself in fragments, sometimes laughing at jokes only he could hear. They thought he was lost to the world, a shadow among the throng of purposeful lives. One fateful afternoon, the air shimmered with heat as the street bustled with its usual rhythm. Cars honked, vendors shouted, and pedestrians moved with distracted urgency. Amid this chaos, a loud gasp rippled through the crowd. A toddler, barely 2 years old, had wandered into the busy intersection, his tiny steps unsteady on the scorching asphalt. His mother's screams sliced through the din as she struggled to push through the crowd, her arms outstretched. The cars surged forward, drivers oblivious to the child until a screech of brakes broke the spell. A delivery truck skidded, tires burning against the road, but the driver's frantic eyes knew he couldn't stop in time. It happened in a blink. Jekko, the man everyone avoided, lunged forward. His gaunt frame moved with a speed that defied his frail appearance. His bare feet slapped against the pavement as he dove into the intersection. Arms outstretched, he scooped up the child mere moments before the truck roared past, its momentum carrying it several meters further. The world seemed to hold its breath. Jekko sat in the middle of the street, cradling the crying toddler with a tenderness that contrasted sharply with his usual erratic demeanor. For a moment, the city's cacophony dulled, replaced by an almost sacred silence. The mother reached him, collapsing to her knees, her sobs mixing with hurried thanks. Jekko looked at her, his eyes lucid and calm. He handed the child back gently, murmuring, "Keep him close. The world is too loud for little ones." The crowd erupted into applause, but Jekko didn't linger to bask in their sudden admiration. He stood, brushed the dust from his tattered pants, and walked away as if nothing had happened. The crowd parted for him this time, their eyes wide with something they hadn't felt toward him before, respect and perhaps a hint of shame. News of the rescue spread quickly, and Jekko became the unlikely hero of the city. People began to watch him differently. They noticed how he often paused to feed the stray animals or how he picked up trash scattered on the sidewalks. They saw kindness where they had once dismissed him as madness. But Jekko didn't care for their shifting perceptions. To him, the act was simple. A child was in danger, and he had the means to save him. Labels and judgments were the burden of others. In the days that followed, the mother found him sitting in a park, scribbling patterns in the dirt. She offered him a warm meal and a small thank you card, her gratitude overflowing. Jekko smiled, a rare, brilliant expression, and said, "The child's laughter was all the thanks I needed." From that day, the city never looked at Jekko the same way. He remained as he was, eccentric, unpredictable, and wonderfully human. But to those who had witnessed his selflessness, he became a reminder that the capacity for heroism and love exists in the most unexpected places.